Good morning. Today is Wednesday, October 16th. This is Healing the Heart of America. And this morning we're going to have the extraordinary pleasure of going deep within our hearts, exploring the fire element and moving into unity and oneness with the fire element, and then exploring our issues of self-worth and self-love. Specifically, I think we should take the approach to, are we worthy of spiritual awakening? And is our country worthy of moving into its spiritual destiny of being the spiritual leader of this planet? And all the issues that we have that we think we have to clean up first, and we'll address that. And issues as individuals and issues as a nation. So let's just get started. And it always helps if you sit up straight. As much as possible, our spine erect. You might want to move your shoulders around a little bit or wiggle your your torso around until you get that sort of just easy, effortless alignment. Just notice where you are. A lot of the path of the heart, and really should be every path, is simply noticing where we are and embracing it, allowing it to be okay, that it's good enough wherever we are. So just notice your presence, your connection to your heart, your connection to the room you're in. How about to the planet? How about your connection to the moon, to the stars, to the wind? And just once we have our baseline, let's say good morning to our hearts by taking our hands, simply putting them over our hearts. This very ancient posture takes the energy that goes through our arms from our heart into the hands, and we bring it back into our hearts. It's like a loop. And just be with your heart. So again, just check in. Check in. After just sitting with your heart, what's the level of sweetness compared to just a minute or two ago? What's the level of love? What's your life like when you start to connect to your heart? And when you're ready, just let your hands move into your lap. And now let's just start watching our breath. Just saying good morning to our breath. Or good evening to your breath if you're in a far-off land. Very welcome here, by the way. How do your nostrils feel as you breathe? How full is your breath? And how about your lungs? How are they feeling? And from just watching our breath, we want to start shifting it slightly. This is a process of heart rhythm meditation, coming from the Desert Fathers and Mothers, brought out now by Pran and Susanna Baer, the authors of Living from Your Heart. And just begin to exhale very fully, inhale very fully, long, slow, full breath. Helps on the exhale to pull the abdominal muscles in all the way back to the spine. When we start breathing consciously, that part of the mind that used to control our breathing is free to begin healing parts of the body, mind being entity. But just notice what happens when we breathe fully abdominally. And now let's begin the process of connecting the rhythm of our breathing to the rhythm of our heartbeat. And we do that by locating our heartbeat. Maybe you can just feel it beating within your chest. If not, it's fine to use your pulse or hold your breath for 20, 30 seconds. You'll start to feel your heartbeat. Or just count. Typically, we inhale for 8 heartbeats, exhale for 8 heartbeats. Could be 6 or 10, could be 4 or 12. Whatever's right for you. But just begin that process of inhaling, I'll say 8 to 8 heartbeats, exhaling to 8 heartbeats. Full inhale, full exhale. If you want, bring in an affirmation of truth to go along with your heartbeat. Ideally, it'd have 8 syllables or 4, and you say it twice or something like that. However you want to do it. Or add some divine name. Jesus, Rama, Allah, Mary, whatever it is. Add that to the heartbeat. It's a very powerful way of invoking the presence of a divine being. And again, take a moment to notice what happens when we begin this process of connecting to the rhythm of life, breath, heartbeat, and all the other rhythms that start to move. We start to move into alignment with them, the rhythm of nature, the magnetic pulsing of the earth. And I've never met it, but there must be a pulsing of the universe. Who knows how big that rhythm is? All this week we've been exploring the energy centers in our body in terms of the 5 elements. Water for the second chakra, this life center. Earth for the root center. Today we'll use fire for the solar plexus, the sun center in our body. The deep, deep foundation of the heart. We say in I Am Heart, the school of the heart that I studied with, we say the solar plexus is the depth of the heart. It's a very interesting picture. My son, who lives in Amashi's ashram, he's lived there for 15 years now, moved there when he was 16. He asked me about how we saw the heart versus the solar plexus, and I said, yeah, solar plexus is the depth of the heart. I said, what does Amashi say about it? And he says, oh, Amma says that the heart is the surface of the solar plexus. I thought, sweet. All perspective. So the fire element, it's the element of plasma. You know, it's not quite like the earth element is the dirt. It's the element of form, and the water element is not just water, it's all liquid, and it's the flowing motion. And the fire is the plasma, this vast energy field that we live and breathe and move, just as we live and breathe and move in all the fields of the elements. So the breathing pattern for the fire element is to inhale through slightly open lips and then exhale through the nose. So the invitation is to inhale into our solar plexus. You know, of course, the air is coming in through our slightly open lips and down into our lungs, but the energy that rides on the air, we can separate and experience separately as coming directly into the solar plexus. So just play with that. Pull it into the solar plexus. Allow the solar plexus to become alive, awake, inflamed, so to speak, in a positive sense. You might even sense glowing embers in there, or some fire in there. It's actually a sun. We call it the solar plexus. Pull that in like that. And then let the energy rise up into your chest and exhale out your nostrils, forward. There's a great forward aspect to the fire element, even though fire as energy moves upwards. But it also has a forward dimension. People have a lot of fire move forward with their projects. So inhale through open lips into the solar plexus. Hold the breath for just as long as it's comfortable. You start to feel the heat build up as you hold the breath. And then exhale through the nose, the energy going out through your heart. And if it works, feel your pulse in your solar plexus rather than your heart. Just if it works. Inhale the solar plexus, hold your breath. And just keep going with that pattern. Fire it's full of inspiration, aspiration. It gives us courage, gives us accomplishment, gives us leadership. But what will quite often happen is as we do this fire breath, we might get an aha moment. You might be thinking of a project or something that needs to shift in your life and you don't know where to go with it. You just start doing the fire breath. Inhale, hold. Exhale. A classic example we talk about in the fire breath, who has a fire breath, is Martin Luther King. You know, he had a dream, he had this inspiration to raise up the black culture, really to color blindness in America. And you might ask yourself, what are my dreams as we're doing this fire breath? It has the added benefit, by the way, of increasing your metabolic rate. So people that want to lose weight will do fire breath quite often during the day. And your metabolism rises. Actually, you do a good session of the fire breath, and the effect will linger longer in your metabolism than a good session of exercise will. It's just how it works. That's our experience. So let's take this fire breath now, this fire energy, and it rises, expands. And could you allow this energy, this element of energy, to just rise and expand out? Inhale, fill up with energy. Exhale, expand your energy out. And we're going to ride the energy of the fire element out to the far reaches of creation. Inhale, fill up with energy. Exhale, expand your energetic body out, riding along with the fire, the movement of the fire. And just see, how far out can your energy move? This is just a practice. If you're new, it might not move much. That's okay. We're just playing with it, exploring with it. Inhale into the solar plexus, up to the heart, and expand out through the heart. Could you fill up, just get a sense of your energy filling the room that you're in. Feel the connection. There's a very subtle connection, a very subtle presence, really, as we notice the energy that's already there. It's our energy already there. And could you go a little further and maybe expand it out? Lead with your imagination if you need to fill your city, your state, your country. Inhale into the solar plexus. Hold just briefly. Move the energy up to the heart. Move it out further. Could you allow your sense of self, your energetic sense of self, to expand to fill the entire world? The moon, the solar system, the sun, the galaxies, the galactic clusters, the universe. It's almost, and just play with this, it's almost as if as we breathe in and out, there's a very faint membrane out of the far reaches of the galaxy that's breathing back, pulling in as we inhale, expanding out as we exhale. And notice that on the level of our energetic body, in this case riding on the fire element, which is omnipresent, that there is a sense in us of omnipresence, of oneness. And notice that our heart is the center point of our vast universal energetic body. And could you acknowledge that for everyone else? Everyone. Their hearts are the center of their energetic universe. And to some amazing, mysterious possibility, all our hearts are connected at the deep level of the universal heart. Now just expand it out like this for a moment, just to the degree that you can. Ask if you're worthy of being a universal being. And could you just accept whatever answer comes to you? Am I worthy of being a universal being all the time? And check to see if there's any resistance to that question. Like, who am I to be universal? Or maybe I can get a faint flavor of it here when someone's leading me there, but that's not who I am all the time. Whatever voice comes up for you, and maybe it's just a resounding yes, and just say thank you. Whatever voice comes up to you, could you just be with it? It's a part of us. It's a part of us, and we want to honor that. We want to honor everything that we are right now. It's who we are right now, just the way we are right now, is a miracle of creation. Can a part of you see that? What does it take to create a living, breathing body, a mind, an ego, and senses, and nervous system? And even more astounding is, given that ultimately we are these universal beings, what an astounding process it is to collapse these universal energies into the focal point of our bodies, of our minds. Can you just sense what an incredible creation each one of us is? Now that's from the perspective of a universal presence. Pull your energy on in, back into your individual heart. Hopefully we kept a connection there during all that. And think of your everyday life. Where are you not good enough? It feels almost absurd, doesn't it? Going from this vast universal presence to our individual universal life, where our family members are upset with us, our coworkers, our employers, our suppliers, or customers, or whatever are upset with us. You know, we didn't do this well enough, all these things. And that's one more miracle of our existence. So where do people judge you? Can you find some place where you have been judged, being not good enough? Probably just as likely, where do you judge yourself as not being good enough? Where do you not belong? Where do you not fit in? And just whatever feelings come up here, could you just welcome them and love them? Welcome them and love them. And notice what happens when we love our feelings. Most of the time they begin to shift. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. But these feelings that we've been resisting and pushing away, I mean, really, who wants to feel not good enough? Can you feel that not good enough feeling? Not good enough. Feel that not good enough feeling, and notice it's just energy. And we play with energy all the time. It's energy that's feeling separate. And it wants to be heard. It wants to be part of us. Could you welcome that energy within your heart? And notice that it shifts and strengthens the divine qualities of our heart. So from this sort of limited part of ourselves, let's look at enlightenment. Let's look at illumination, or whatever the phrase, spiritual transformation, awakening. Are you worthy of being enlightened, illumined? Are you good enough to be a master, a spiritual master? Or is that relegated? Is that reserved for someone who has a better chart, a better destiny than you? Could Could you welcome up that feeling of not being worthy? Oh, it's for somebody else who meditates more. I've been doing all this meditation all these years, and I'm not enlightened yet. Why should I believe I'm going to get enlightened ever? Welcome up all this resistance. This is just a part of you that needs to be heard. That needs to be heard. And notice also that this voice is not gospel. It's not that you have this voice that says, I'm not good enough to become enlightened or awake, that it's necessarily true. It's just some energy within you that wants to be healed. And we all have this vision. We see the Maharishis, the Amachis, the Piravalite Khans, and the Hazratnet Khans, and all these great masters. And we say, oh, that's what enlightenment looks like. And that's not me. Would it be okay with you if you became enlightened and kept your same job, kept your same family, kept your same house, kept your same car, kept your same body? You see the stories we tell about ourselves? That enlightenment is for those great teachers. Could you welcome up any of those stories and just love them? They're just mistaken thoughts within us, triggered by our lack of self-worth. So the classic exercise about self-worth is letting go of disapproving of yourself. We all tend to judge ourselves, beat ourselves up, think we're not good enough. Could you just welcome up that, I call it disapproval, energy? Could you just welcome that up, however that shows up in you? And just let that go. And let that go some more. Or love it. Even better. There is a certain ease to just looking at it and realizing it. Oh, thank you so much. Don't need you anymore. I hear you. And now it's okay if you dissolve. Pull the energy into your heart if you can. Could you let go of disapproving of yourself some more? And more. And more. And could you then just go ahead and give yourself love and approval? It's just an energy you choose to create and fill yourself up with. Could you give yourself some love and approval? Would it be okay with you if you loved yourself so much that you fit in perfectly with your family? You fit in perfectly at work. You fit in perfectly everywhere. Because when you walk into a room, you are so full of love that all you can do is love everyone. And the idea that you're not good enough, you don't fit in, has no place in you anymore. Self-love comes when we love others. We love our neighbors and we start to love ourselves. We love ourselves and we love our neighbors. They go hand in hand. Could you give yourself enough love and approval that you feel worthy of being spiritually awake, whatever that means to you? Could you give yourself enough love that you become a being who is all-loving? And to take this to this wonderful nation of ours, because we all have this desire, anyone here I know has this desire to heal the wounds in the heart of America. Are we not healing the deep wounds in the heart of America as we love ourselves, as we love our neighbors? And to sort of expand into being a representative, a spokesperson for America, a reflection of the totality of America within yourself. And look at America, look at our slavery, look at our genocide of the Native Americans, look at, bringing the atomic bomb and using it into the world. Look at our armies and navies and air force across the globe. Look at our culture of materialism, sensory enjoyment. You look at all that and check to see if there's a feeling that America is not yet worthy of being an enlightened nation. Notice it's just a judgment if you say no. Would it be okay if America and the people in America stepped into a vast shift of awareness, even with our history, even with our past? If we stepped into a vibrant culture of the heart and began to lead this world from the heart, no matter our imperfections of the past, could we let go of any national self-worth issues? This thought that we have to clean up our past and be perfect before we individually can become enlightened, or before our nation can become enlightened. It's a fallacy. We step into that awakened state and from there heal and transform. Heal and transform. And let's just take a look at America and pull in this vision of America living from a beautiful, radiant, sun-filled heart, radiating love throughout the world, radiating compassion, caring, leading and living from the heart of America. Governing from heart, bringing this quality of love to all the citizens in our country. Policies that enhance the quality of the heart. and allow and encourage each individual to live from the heart. Actually, a very powerful vision. And let's end this meditation with that vision. Reconnecting with our hearts if we've lost our heartbeat. Feel the energy in your feet. Connect to the earth energy so we're grounded. And just take a few minutes to come out of this meditation. And as you slowly come out, I'll tell you a story. This is a story, curiously enough, about Jesus that very likely you've never heard it. These stories are coming from a book called The Little Book of Sufi Stories by Neil Douglas Klotz. He's a fellow that sort of made the Aramaic version of the Lord's Prayer famous. So this is a story about Jesus attributed to Rumi. And of course, Rumi lived 1,000, 1,100, 1,200 years after Jesus. So I'll let you figure that out. And the idea in all of these stories is that, just like in dream analysis, is that we are every character in the story. So in this story, Jesus, now the Sufis and the Muslims call Jesus Isa, but we're in the West, we'll call him Jesus, is a man who's, seeing Jesus running through, this is near the Sea of Galilee. 2,000 years ago, it hadn't been drained or anything like that. Now it's really rich agricultural land, but back then it was sort of a swampy land. Jesus was running and running and running, and finally Jesus runs near the man. The man says, "Jesus, what are you doing? Why are you running?" And Jesus says, there's this guy who, he just keeps on asking me questions. And they're just crazy questions, He wants to know about life hereafter, and he wants to know about, the esoteric part of this and this hidden wisdom here. And I try to keep bringing him right back to the present so he can, understand the miracle of the present moment right now. And it just doesn't work. And the guy says to Jesus, "Well, you've been known to infuse people with the universal cosmic breath of the divine. Have you tried that?" And Jesus says, "Yeah, it didn't work. He's still in his head." And the guy says, "But you've also been known to use the same breath to, infuse life into bones and bring them back to life. Have you tried that?" He says, "Yeah, I tried." He says, "Jesus, didn't work." And he says, "I better get going before he catches me." He keeps on running, and after a while, he stops to pause to, catch his breath, and who pops up but this fool? This crazy guy that he says. He's been trying to avoid, he's been running, trying to avoid him. And he says, "Jesus, I know I've been bothering you, asking you all these questions, pestering you all the time. I have just one more thing. I really get this. I found this place I just have to show you. And I think if I take you there and I show you, all my questions will be answered." And Jesus looks at him sort of strangely. And he thinks, wow, maybe I should go with him, maybe not. And he says, let me ask the divine. And he asks the divine, and surprisingly, the divine says, yes, go with him. Jesus goes, oh, okay, well, I have to follow that. So they go, and they walk, and finally they get this little clearing where there's this pit of bones, just bones. And the man says to Jesus, listen, I know that if you bring these bones back to life, all my questions will be answered. And Jesus goes, oh, come on. He says, this is dangerous. You don't know what kind of bones these are or who they are, what they're going to do. You don't know a thing about that. The man says, just pleads, make Jesus, do it. And Jesus goes, okay, wait a second here. And he asks the divine, and, he gets one of these answers. It's maybe yes, it's maybe no. He doesn't know. I'm like, come on. I heard the story. I go, what? Jesus ought to get the right answer, But that's how it went. That's the story. And finally Jesus says, well, all right, I'll do it. Okay. And he goes within, and he connects to that divine energy, the divine breath, and blows the divine breath into these bones. And bit by bit, the bones come together and turns into this huge lion. And the lion looks at Jesus and looks at the crazy guy and picks up his paw and just whacks the crazy guy and knocks off half of his head, and he dies. And Jesus says to him, peace be to you, dear lion. And the lion says, peace be to you, Jesus. And Jesus says to him, isn't it the custom for lions to eat what they've just killed? And the lion said, I've been on the other side. I'm completely full. I have no desire to be here. I have no desire to eat anything. Would you kindly send me back? And Jesus says, why, yes, of course. And connects to the divine breath. The lion returns to his pile of bones. And Jesus walks away. So the question that comes out of this story is, what part of the story are you here? Are you the lion? Are you the fool with the questions? Are you Jesus? And that's the story. And with that, I know you're out of meditation. Okay. So that ends the formal part of this program. Let me have 1 second here, and I'm going to put everyone on speakerphone mode.
Are the 5 elemental breaths, are they on your website, or on the Healing of America website?
So good morning, everyone online. And I have one question that already just came up. I'll repeat that question. And the question is, are the 5 elemental breaths on the Healing the Heart of America website? And the answer is, I haven't done that yet. But here's what I'm going to do. I've been sending out these recordings by email every day to everybody. And I've sort of gotten sloppy about updating the website with those recordings. And I'll record them, or I'll put them all onto the website, so you don't have to hunt and find the particular email. Okay, so I'll do that. I apologize. Last May was much better about it, but much better at emailing this time. So, okay. Now there's also a book called Energize Your Heart with the 5 Elements. by Perron and Susanna Bear.
Is it on their website, please?
It'll be on their website. You know, their website is iamheart.org. Okay? But it's a very good book, and it goes through a lot of this stuff in great detail. So I always encourage people to do it, because you get so much more knowledge than what I give you. You know, I'm just the shadow here. So, questions, comments? Anybody online? Hit *6 to unmute yourself. Beth, I see you've got your hand up. Is that a question, or is that you want to do some work?
Stephen?
Oh, we have someone here. Let's work online. Hello, who's this?
Is this me?
Yes, that's you.
Oh, cool. This is Nancy.
Nancy, good morning.
Good morning. Yesterday, I took the thing that you did with Beth, where you said just welcome up the feeling of resisting. And so the whole afternoon, I just happily resisted, because I just never feel like I like to work, work as in a job.
Yes.
So I had this delightful afternoon. It was wonderful. And then I didn't know what to do with it once I got done with a delightful afternoon, because I still hadn't done any work. But I was happy with having not done any work. I didn't feel guilty.
So, is there a problem here, or are you just happy?
I think I'm just happy, but the thing comes with the bills. When the bills come due, I just meet them with happy, maybe.
Oh, I get it. All right, good. So are you willing to work with this?
Yes, I am. Okay,
great. And by the way, I just want to point out to everyone, and this is why we do this. Nancy, you mentioned Beth doing the work she did with us all brought you to this understanding of resistance. Okay? Everyone who steps up to work brings us all a great gift. It just works that way. So, and we see it in a new light, a new expression of it. So good. So Nancy, let's imagine for a moment that you go into feeling delighted and happy and blissful, and we're going to squeeze the limit on this. All you do is feel happy, delightful, and blissful, and you never do any work, and you can't pay your bills, and you're thrown out on the street, and all you are is happy and delightful and blissful, living on the street. How does that feel to you?
That sounds good to me, except for the fact that my family just looks at me in horror. It's the horror of what the family looks at me that drives me nuts.
Yes, so there you are, living in complete happiness on the streets, and your family is judging you. Yes.
Right.
Now, can you be absolutely living in delight and happiness while your family judges you?
No.
Oh, good. So there's some wanting of approval. Got you. Good. So this is how we find our points that we have to work on, right? Right. So
right.
Could you look at your family and see that you want their love and approval?
Yes.
Yes. Now, that wanting love and approval, can you sense that?
They're not going to come with me.
What's that?
They're not going to come with me to this.
I got you. They're not going to come with you.
The homeless.
I got you.
Because they won't come with me.
Right. They're not going to do that. Okay. So there they are.
Mm-hmm.
You want their love and approval. Right?
Yeah.
Now that's a very normal thing, by the way. And it's not that we don't want to have that. It's just that is a funny dynamic that very pure, innocent desire of the heart becomes diluted and runs our life. Okay?
Yes.
You see that distinction? Right.
Oh, yeah. Get now.
So that's the part that we want to address here, that distortion of that. Because we all want to be loved. We all want to be healthy. We all want, the desires of our heart to be fulfilled. Right?
Right.
Okay? But that distortion there Can you welcome that up?
Yes.
That sort of like neediness, that you need that love and approval. Now, does that wanting their love and approval give you their love and approval?
No, since they continuously judge me.
Right. It doesn't give it to you, does it? That sort of like
No.
the desperate wanting, the desperate craving, please, 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 love me, love me, love me. Right. Not very effective, is it?
No.
No. So that part of you, could you welcome that up, that energy within yourself, that sort of desperation, wanting, and can you see that's just a feeling and energy within you?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And could you let that go?
Yes.
Yeah, could you let it go some more?
Yes.
Could you let it go some more?
Yes.
And more?
Yes.
And as you let this energy go, what happens inside yourself? What's your experience?
I'm expanding.
You're expanding, yes. So from
there's a lot of other people that are in the same position as me.
Yes, they are. I promise you, only 100% of them. Okay? So Nancy, from this expanded place, that's your heart expanding, from this expanded place, could you give yourself some love and approval?
Yes.
Yes. And could you give yourself some more love and approval?
Yes.
And more love and approval?
Yes.
Yes. And take a look, after you've given yourself some love and approval, at your family, and can you see that most of them probably don't even love themselves, do they?
No.
Right.
And most of them I just saw that most of them have financial problems worse than mine.
Yes. So there they are. They're not loving themselves, but you're asking them, you're wanting them to give you some love.
Right.
Okay? You see how absurd that is?
Yeah, I do. Now I do, yeah.
Right. That's like going to a guy who's totally broke and saying, lend me some money. Right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so could you give yourself some more love and approval?
Yes.
Yes. And could you give yourself some more love and approval?
Yes.
Yes. And more love and approval?
Yes.
And would it be okay with you if every time you found yourself desperately craving your family to approve of you, that you let go of disapproving of them and yourself, and you give yourself love and approval? Would that be okay?
Yes, that sounds good.
Yeah, could you see your family and love them for being your spiritual teachers here?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, you could, couldn't you?
That's gorgeous.
That's gorgeous. Now, let's go back to squeezing the lemon. Is it okay with you? And by the way, it doesn't have to be okay. It's just a way of stirring up energy. Would it be okay with you if you lived in complete peace and yet had no money?
Oh, that's not okay.
Not yet. Well,
It's better.
You're full of good stuff to work with here, Nancy. Good. So could you welcome up this lacking feeling that that you need money to be at peace?
Oh. Yeah.
Yes. And just discriminating wise, can you see your experience of peace is really independent of anything that you experience in the world?
Yep.
Yeah. It doesn't come from the world, does it?
No.
No. So let's go back.
But I thought it came from having the money and the bills paid.
Right.
Wow.
Right. So how many people that are really rich don't have any peace?
A lot of them. A lot of them I've met don't have peace.
It's It's legendary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay? So there you are. There you are. Is it okay now for you to be in peace, even if you don't have any money?
Yes.
Well, that's a quick shift, isn't it?
Yeah, I can actually see times in my life when I had no money and I had the peace and it all worked out.
Yes.
I didn't see those before.
Perfect. Perfect.
Wow.
I know. We get blinded by our culture, that does the advertising and the cultural, the entertainment world and all that sort of thing, and our friends. But really, peace is an internal state independent of the world.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you one more question. When you're living in peace, no matter what's going on in your physical world, how different is that from being enlightened?
I don't know, but I've got a big thing that there is a lot of difference.
Yeah, so can you hear that voice?
Me being in peace is not enlightened peace.
Uh-huh. So can you let's go in there, okay?
Okay.
Because we've got a story here, don't we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the fellow that brought out this whole releasing process, a modern mystic named Lester Levinson, he would say, enlightenment is just a subtle shift of perception. Okay? We want to make it into this amazing light show. Where we're just like Jesus and blowing breath into bones and they turn into lions. That's enlightenment. What we want to say. Okay? But
yeah, that's me.
That's right. We all start with that story. All right? Is it okay with you if you realize that's just a story and your mind really has no clue what enlightenment is?
Yeah.
Okay? Isn't that more accurate?
Yeah.
Our minds have no clue what enlightenment is. All the mind does is have a story about it. We read things, we hear things, and we say,
right.
And then I'm not that, so therefore I'm not enlightened. But let's, on a practical level, imagine you're living in complete peace, the deepest peace you can imagine, all the time, no matter what. Do you need to be enlightened if you're living in peace like that?
No.
No, you don't need it at all, do you?
No.
No. Perfect. So, can you be at peace?
I've actually been there sometime. I've actually been in that peace.
Yes.
And I brushed to the side because it didn't have any work with it.
Right. And we don't have the context. We don't have the story, the understanding with it. So,
wow.
Is it okay with you if you begin this process of cultivating that peace 24/7?
Yeah.
And is it okay with you if that's your major work in life?
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be fun.
Yeah. And is it okay with you if while you are setting this as your priority, that you do the work that comes to you without resistance?
Yeah.
It's okay, isn't it?
Yeah, the resistance is gone because it's just like opened up. It's a new world.
Yes. It's perfect, Nancy. Now let me go to the other side here. Imagine having all the money in the world. So much money you have to hire accountants to manage it and investors to do it for you and all that sort of thing. And people are asking you for money all the time and they're asking for donations and they're suing you because you have so much money and you're just a target. Would it be okay with you if you have all the money in the world with the problems of the money and the blessings of the money and you're completely living in peace?
Oh, you added the living in peace.
Yes.
When you were saying that first stuff, I was going like, where's my peace?
Right. Right. I want you to get the vision here. Is it okay with you if you're completely in peace, if you have a ton of money or if you have no money?
Yeah. Yes. For the first time, yeah.
That's okay, isn't it?
It is. That's different. Oh, that's really different.
Yes.
What a shift.
Good. So you've done that for all of us because we all have exactly the same issues, Nancy.
That is cool. Thank you very much.
I think we're good.
I think so.
Now I see Ted.
All of us, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Happy. Ted, I see your name there as an active speaker. Do you have a question or a comment or want to do some work?
I don't think I need any work, but I greatly appreciate what we've just gone through this time. I don't have an issue with money, but I've had an issue with people not loving me enough, and from society, kind of high society things, and I realized that doesn't matter. That when I go into a room, I need to love them and give them love and approval, and I have to feel the love and approval in myself, and then when I go in that room, I can spread love and approval to them, and then I'm kind of in charge, or
yes, you're the master.
I'm the master.
This is a fabulous thing you just brought out. Can I add a little bit to it here?
Please.
All right, and I'm just going to lead everybody in a little release here, okay? So I want you to imagine walking into a room, and I'm going to do it with, we'll do it with money first. So I want you to imagine walking into a room when everybody in the room is a millionaire, is a multimillionaire. High society, high status, movers and shakers. And do you feel worthy of being in that room? And if there's any sense of feeling not worthy, could you welcome up that feeling? Love the feeling. See it as just a feeling. Pull the energy into your heart and let it transform into pure love. Pure self-love.
Yeah.
And are you comfortable in that room there, Ted? I'll use you as a bellwether here. Are you comfortable there?
I'm getting there.
Okay, so good. So just keep working with that energy. Pull it up. Now, and it may help to discriminate here. All these multi-millionaires, movers and shakers, do they have problems with their spouses, do you think?
Yes, yeah.
Do they have problems with their bodies, do you think?
Right, yes.
Right. Could you allow yourself to be equal to them?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just say yes to that.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
It's a decision, isn't it?
Right.
And could you allow yourself to feel that equality?
Mm-hmm.
They are divine beings and you are a divine being, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Good. So now let's up the game a little bit. These are just multimillionaires. Now let's walk into a room at the White House.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now we're walking, into a room full of people. The same, now it's just not multimillionaires, it's the billionaire donors are there.
Mm-hmm.
The Jeff Bezos and, the Microsoft guy and Berkshire Hathaway guy and all those, really big 100 million minimum, 500 million minimum, and all these political powerhouses are there. People can really change and move the world. How do you feel now? When you walk in there, do you feel unworthy of being there, like you don't belong there?
A little bit.
Yep. Okay. So can you welcome up that feeling of not being worthy?
Mm-hmm.
Pull that energy into your heart and transform it into self-love.
Mm-hmm.
And more self-love.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they still have problems with their spouses, with their health, with their children. Do they have problems with their children? Yeah. Big problems. Okay? And let's discriminate even a little bit differently here. So there you are. Would they prefer to interact with someone who is faintly trembling in his or her boots because they feel like they're not worthy? Or would they love to work with someone who is powerful, confident, clearly connected within themselves to their hearts?
Yeah.
Who would they prefer?
The latter, definitely.
Yes. And again, on the level of discrimination to help us all feel more self-worthy, are they all feeling like they belong there?
Probably not.
Probably not. The people that have 500 million feel like they belong there with the billionaires?
Right.
Okay. Everybody get this?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have the exact same issues that we have?
Mm-hmm.
Do they want love and approval?
Yes.
Yes. That's probably why they're driven to create. You know, they do this and they think everybody's going to love me. I make $1 billion, everybody's going to love me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we know how well this works, right?
Mm-hmm.
So could we allow ourselves to be equal to everyone in that room, on the big players on the international level? Could we love them all? Could we give them love and approval? Boy, as soon as I said that, I just got this feeling like they're so grateful.
Yeah.
They're so grateful. Whew.
Yeah.
Whew. Could we give them some more love and approval? They're desperate for our love. Oh my gosh, I'm really getting this clearly.
Mm-hmm.
They are desperate for our love. Could we give them love and approval?
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel for us?
Mm-hmm.
Does that not feel powerful to be giving them love and approval?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's for me.
Yes.
All right, let's go. One more room we're going to move into. Imagine now we're in the summertime, up in the Himalayas. We're hiking, and we find this cave, this beautiful big cave, and it turns out to be a conclave of the most enlightened masters of the Himalayas.
Uh-huh. Exactly what I was thinking you would want. I would want.
So, I know, I've always thought I wanted this. Now when I'm walking in there, I'm feeling not good enough.
Right.
So check to see if you feel unworthy of being in a group of masters like that.
Mm-hmm.
There they are. You know, Maharishi showed up in his body. Amashi's there.
Yeah.
Yogananda's there. Hazrat Nag Khan is there. You know, all these great beings are there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Are we not worthy?
Mm-hmm.
Completely.
Yep.
Okay. So having done this, doing that self-care, come back and step into the living room where your family is. Are you worthy? Step into your workplace. Are you worthy?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty easy there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Wow.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Ted, for prompting that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ted was the one who, by the way, who sent me an email saying, can you do something about enlightenment? And someone suggested the title of self-worth, I thought, here's how we can tie in enlightenment. So thank you for that prompting, Ted. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Annette, you have a question or comment?
Nothing from me.
Okay, nothing from you, but I'm going to, Annette, come on up here, and then we're going to get Beth.
This is a question comment, is I feel that all those great people want us to walk into the room and know and feel, accept ourselves as we are.
Yes.
not to be like them or
Yes.
compare ourselves.
Yes.
It's just like that. That's our goal, really, is to know that everyone is perfect.
Yes. It's a really good distinction, because I'm going to a cosmic self, but just the way we are right now is good enough.
Right. It has to be.
Has to be. And that's the analogy I used yesterday with someone. I said, we have a three-year-old tree. Do we condemn it for being 3 years old? We don't. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And that's the same way with us.
Right. And truly, we walk in feeling I'm not good enough, and so it creates a separation.
Yes.
But if we walk in, I'm okay, with all these great people.
Yes. Creates connection.
But
thank you very much. Yeah, perfect. That's a really nice, flavor of it, because it's really the way it is.
I'd like to have a special blessing today. I seem to be going through a lot of trauma. I don't know if that's appropriate. But
yeah, it is appropriate. So here's Annette, who's just brought out this beautiful point to us. And is there something specific we could bless you with?
Well, it's this feeling of aloneness and desperation. It's uncomfortable for me to be at home. I have to come out and be with people.
So can we do some work with this?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so can you feel that feeling?
Yeah.
Okay, feeling like uncomfortable, went home, and you notice it's, because I'm going to our cosmic self, but just the way we are right now is good enough.
Right, it has to be.
Has to be. And that's the analogy I used yesterday with somebody. I said, we have a three-year-old tree. Do we condemn it for being 3 years old? We don't. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And that's the same way with us.
Right. And truly, we walk in feeling I'm not good enough, and so it creates a separation.
Yes.
But if we walk in, I'm okay, with all these great people.
Yes. It creates connection.
But
thank you very much. Yeah, perfect. That's a really nice, flavor of that, because it's really the way it is.
I'd like to have a special blessing today. I seem to be going through a lot of trauma. I don't know if that's appropriate. But
it is appropriate. So here's Annette, who's just brought out this beautiful point to us. And is there something specific we could bless you with?
Well, it's this feeling of aloneness and desperation. It's uncomfortable for me to be at home. I have to come out and be with people.
So can we do some work with this?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so can you feel that feeling?
Yeah.
Okay, feeling like uncomfortable, don't want to be at home, and you notice it's just energy, it's just a feeling, right?
A lot of energy.
Yeah, it's very strong,
but
it's just a feeling. Okay? Could you just be with that feeling? Does that energy have the exact same experience right now? Feels out of place? Feels separated? Why don't you ask it? Just ask that energy. How do you feel, energy? Do you feel part of me, or do you feel separate from me? Do you get an answer when you ask that question, Annette?
Well, I don't know if I'm really good at doing this, but it feels like you created me, or I'm part of you, or something.
Yes, exactly. This feeling is something you created, It's part of you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you like this feeling?
No.
No. So here you are. You've created like this child, and you don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
How does that? Can you imagine what the experience is for that energy? Would it be okay with you if you just let go of that not liking feeling? Is that okay?
It's the ceiling cup. Like, seem like I'm okay.
Yes.
It's okay.
It's okay. Could you be okay with that energy? It's okay, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Could you be okay with it? It's your child.
Mm.
And I know you have a huge heart, Annette. I know you do. Could you go into your heart, and from the perspective of your heart, what would your heart say to this energy?
I love you.
I love you. Could you love this energy?
It's a good practice.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit. You don't have to love it all at once. Okay? Because I know this is new for you. All right?
Mm-hmm.
But now, does resisting and trying to push the energy away do anything for you? Does it make it go away?
No.
It doesn't. So would you be willing to try this other way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
I am doing that.
Good.
It's comforting and soothing.
Nice. That's a big step, isn't it? And you're feeling comforting and soothing, and used to be feeling estranged.
Mm-hmm.
Which would you rather feel? Estranged or comforting and soothing?
I'd like to feel the comforting and soothing.
Yes. And see just how quickly that, just a little bit of this shifted that energy, just some. I know it's still not done. Would it be okay with you if it were easy for this energy to shift? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be hard, does it?
No.
Have you ever had energy shift quickly in you?
Yes.
Yes. Just like that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You feel this way and something happens and you feel fabulous.
Right.
Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Could you, and here you, this big heart of yours, now it's time to love this part of yourself. Your heart's not going to say no to it, is it?
No.
No. Can you feel it as a sensation, by the way, or do you just feel the general sense of the feeling?
Yes, I feel it as a tightness.
Good. So could you let that tightness
Mm-hmm.
move up into your heart? And let your heart do the work of transforming it. Does that work for you, or is it easy to move energy for you or not?
I think I can do that.
Okay.
Kind of brings life to me.
Yes.
Upliftment.
Yes. Because all that suppression
Mm-hmm.
is taking energy away from you. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
You keep it away at all costs. It takes a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
The minute you let it in, more life force comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay with you if you end up having a lot more life force in your life?
Mm.
Is that all right with you?
Yes, I love it.
Yes. And I'm wondering, because you are such a kind person, I'm wondering if you favored kindness so much that you suppressed a lot of energy within yourself over the years. And I'm saying that as a great positive for you right now. Because if you'll keep working with this energy, you may find fantastic amounts of energy available for you.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And can you see everything you've done up to this point is now for your benefit? All that stored energy within you. Now it's for you to use. How are you feeling right now?
Well, I feel the question. I'm used to using the energy outward, but I feel like I need to use it
Inward?
also
Yes.
Inward.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Pull that energy into your heart.
Mm-hmm.
So on a scale of 10 down to 0, when you first started, how bad was this feeling of aloneness and avoidance? 10 being...
Yeah, 10 plus.
10 plus, and where is it right now?
5.
That's a big shift, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay with you if it shifts some more?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If that energy just keep moving. You notice as that energy shifts, you feel lighter and quieter inside. You want to just take some time by yourself and continue this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you've got the hook up, the handle on it.
Mm-hmm.
So just go sit and just keep working with that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Annette. And Beth, you want something?
This is for the many of us.